Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Karras Chevrolet with George Gully. For Memphis Magazine, the Live at the Garden concert series, and the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis, and by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. And brought to you by High-Low Commercial Services, owned by the cleanest man in the world, and by Walker Auctions, LLC. When it's time to sell, Walker Auctions doesn't fiddle around. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome into Lansky's at the world-famous Peabody Hotel. And we've got an interesting show for you. Before we get started and introduce our first guest, I want to tell you about a company. Whenever I find a company that does exactly what they say they can do, I always try to tell people about it because there's so many that don't. I had accent lights in my yard. I had about 10 of them that were out for one reason or another. And you call around trying to find somebody that can fix them first. Let's see if we can fix these. How about that? Everybody just wants to replace them. Nah, we'll just plug a new light in for $85. These guys came out, and the name of the company is Outdoor Lighting Concepts. And if you find them on the web, just go to lightingmemphis.com. And they were there like less than an hour. They fixed all my lights. Fixed them. And so lightingmemphis.com. Good guys. The guy that runs the thing is Josh, second-generation lighting guy. His dad started it back in the early 90s. So if you got accent lights, and believe me, if you do, you know what a difficult thing they can be. So there you are, a tip. Here's another tip. We got Marcus Beecham in from Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and we were talking about vacation, and you've got beach in your name.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
right.
thought, what a perfect guest to have.
That's right.
But you do something, and I kind of explain this in a way that I've learned about the credit unions. They're not banks.
Correct.
That's the very first thing
Yep.
you taught me when y'all came on as my title sponsor. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, I worked in the banking system for years. They don't do anything for nothing.
That's right. That's exactly right. The great thing about the credit union, Earl, is we are not for profit. So we are member owned. We have a board, but they are all volunteers. We don't have a board of directors that we have to obviously hit certain profit goals that they expect. So what we do is our profits go back to the community, and they also go back to our members. So every member is an owner in the credit union, which helps us just work towards driving down rates and finding the best possible solutions for our members. So that's what really sets us apart from most banks.
Well, and the thing is, you by law can't charge more than 18% interest on a credit card.
That's right. Or any product.
Or any product.
That's right.
And banks and other businesses are unlimited. If you agree to the deal, they will charge you as much as they want to charge you.
Oh, that's absolutely right. You know, we're always looking for ways to try to help save our members money. For instance, right now, you can go get a car loan right now, and your first payment isn't due till August.
Wow.
So maybe you've got some things you want to do this summer, or you need to get prepared to get a kid in college, or you want to take a nice vacation down at Destin. You can have that brand new car and be riding in it, but yet you're not having to worry about making your first payment till August. So that's just an example of some of the things we try to do to really set our members up for success.
Well, and the other thing, too, is I remember last year we talked about it. If you want to take a vacation, say
Yep.
you just bought a new car, no payments till August, but you need a little walking around money.
Yeah.
You have an interest-free loan for up to, what, a year?
So we don't. It's not interest free, but it's very low interest.
Okay.
And you can do it for 12 months. So, for example, you might get a $1,200 loan to go run down to the beach, something like that. And it's very minimal interest that you're going to pay on that loan over that 12 months. And then by the time that 12 months rolls around, that thing's taken care of and paid off. Where we all have the best intentions of putting it on a credit card, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put this vacation on a credit card, and then I'm going to pay it off. Well, then this hits and that hits. The great thing about the loan, fixed payment, 12 months, it's taken care of. You know exactly how much interest you're going to pay from the very get-go.
And it won't change.
That's exactly right.
And all you do to join is to live really Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee.
Yep.
Because you've got a branch down in South Haven, one in Oxford down at Town Square. In fact, I go down there to visit the branch in Oxford just to sit and watch people go by.
I know, right? That one's great. And we just expanded our location in Grenada.
Oh, wow.
So we had a little corner with a little one-person office. The furniture just got delivered on yesterday. We have a 2-person branch coordinator and a loan officer down there in Grenada, right on the main strip. It's called Sunset Drive. So if you're in big old Grenada and want to cruise down Sunset, you can go on Sunset and check out our branch there in Grenada. Brand new furniture got delivered yesterday, just completely renovated. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous space. So it's something really neat that we have as well.
Well, and your new location headquarters in Collierville is just absolutely beautiful. I drove somebody by there yesterday, and they even commented. They said, that is not your typical construction. Look at the brickwork on the outside and inside as well.
Yeah, the brick is incredible. I mean, the architect outdid herself on that building. And, we actually, Monday, we hosted an HOA of a neighborhood there in Collierville there. And they said they had the highest attendance they've had at any of their meetings. And I told the vice president, that's just because everybody wanted to see this new building. That's why they all showed up to it.
Well, you've got a huge kitchen there, too, so there's a great place to prepare food for such an event.
Yeah.
And now, have you used the patio on the second floor yet?
Oh, yeah, man. We're using it every day right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been great. We actually just used it for Collierville's Chamber of Commerce. We just had a business over breakfast. So we do those once a month. Last Friday of the month, we just had that. And the last one we had out on the patio. And as long as weather permitting in May, last Friday in May from 8 to 9:30, come join us there at the Collierville Chamber. You don't have to be a member. Anybody can just stop by, join us there on the patio.
It is, and how long have you been with Southern Security now?
I've been Southern Security 8.5 years now.
When you came to them, did you do it because they recruited you, or did you just hear that the credit unions were different from banks and you got tired of the bank scene?
A little bit of both. So I had been in the bank scene for many years, had finally got out of corporate banking and into a small community bank. And a buddy of mine started working here at the credit union. He's like, hey, man, you really need to come check this out. And an opportunity arose. They reached out to me, and I was able to jump straight on it. I tell Dawn Grader, our CEO, all the time that she's going to have to get me out of here with a crowbar because I'm not leaving.
Well, and that is the case, though. People come there, and they're treated so differently from the way they were treated at banks. Not all banks. I'm sure there's some out there that treat people well.
Absolutely.
But it's a very mercenary business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're very community-driven, and tomorrow is actually the last day that we're doing this, but April is Youth Month. So during Youth Month, if your child will open an account with the credit union, we'll put the first $25 in that account for them to get them started. But one of the neat things we're doing this year, Earl, is if you have a young adult from 16 to 20 years old, and they open a savings account and have that $25 in there, and then they put $25 in there and keep it for at least 6 months, Southern Security will put another $100 in that account. So your 16 to 20-year-old could have up to $125, $150 in that account in the next 6 months. So it's just something we want to do to encourage young people to start saving.
And to understand what saving's about.
Absolutely. And show them, hey, there's a benefit when you save. And so we wanted to provide that first benefit for them. So that ends tomorrow. So if you're out there and been on the fence about getting your kid to join the credit union, you have today and one more day. Well, so that finishes up Youth Month.
And if your kids are out of school right now, but some of them, are they out yet? Or still?
Not yet. They got a few more weeks.
Yeah, well,
they're state testing right now.
I never get out, so it's all the same to me.
Yeah.
But it's worth it taking them by there after they get out of school.
That's right.
And just seeing, I can remember the first time I ever went to a bank with my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, you never forget something like that.
I don't. I remember my dad took me to open my first account. Absolutely.
And so, in introducing them to people and say, this is where we keep our money. This is where you go for advice. You also do an educational system where you go to schools and talk to young people about keeping a checkbook and keeping it balanced and how all that works. So,
that's right.
I mean, there's so many people that graduate from college, and they don't know how to use a credit card. They don't know how to write a check.
Yeah, you're gonna get me on my soapbox now. One of the biggest things, I love financial literacy, and I wish schools were more diligent about it. I will give a shout out to Collierville High School and Dr. Rogers over there. He had us come out, a group from Southern Security come out and they spent 2 days talking to seniors and juniors about financial literacy and teaching them how to budget and the importance of savings and how to understand interest and how it works and payments and things to look out for. And I think young people today really need to have that great understanding of financial literacy.
I mean, look at the athletes. Now they're making millions in college.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys are going out and buying expensive cars and everything else, but yet they have no concept of how to deal with their money and end up with something, say they don't make it out of college for one reason.
Yeah, it's tough. I saw an interview with one head coach, and he was talking about how one of the players with his NIL money had bought the house next door to him at the country club.
The coach.
Yeah.
The coach.
So the coach is living in this neighborhood, and you got a 20-year-old kid that bought the house next door to the head coach. And so those guys are pulling down some cash, and I hope those universities are helping them with the due diligence of teaching them that financial literacy.
Well, I know if they don't help, there'll be plenty of other people out there that'll say, "Let me help you."
Unfortunately, and hopefully those people do have a good heart to actually help and not take advantage of. So if anybody on NILs out there, call us. We'll be glad to help you.
And they will, which is one of the things that banks don't do either. You go to them, and everybody says have a good relationship with your bank or your lending institution. So
That's right.
If you need anything, you go to them and say, "Here's what I need."
That's right.
But most people don't do that. But it really does make a difference to have a working relationship with a company, and then you come in and you got some questions. You want to do something like a HELOC, home loan consolidation.
That's right.
I mean, you've helped lots of people that thought they were in real trouble, and you said, "You're not in trouble."
That's right. That's right. There's something that we can find one way or another most of the time. The biggest thing is asking for help. Sometimes, we get a little embarrassed by our situation or what's going on, or life's happened, or we've made poor decisions. But it's like I tell everybody I talk to, look, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all had life happen or made a bad financial decision. There's no judgment here. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's how can we get it? How can we learn from it? And how can we move forward and not continue to fall in that cycle of making bad decisions?
Yeah, because they're not going to come in and just sit there looking at your application and go, "This is pretty bad."
No, absolutely not. Our CEO's favorite saying is, "We don't tell people we know, we tell them not yet." And so we look for reasons. Hey, if you can do A, B, C, and then come back to me in this such amount of time, let's take a look at it then. But clean up these few things, or pay off these few things, or increase this here or there, and then we can take a look at it.
There's a great story that Don Grader, who's your CEO, told me about. A young man came in and wanted to buy a house for he and his mother. Mm-hmm. They lived in Orange Mound.
Yep.
And he worked for a company that Don was very familiar with, and he'd been with them for a while. And so she wrote down on a legal pad a number of things. If you will do these things, then in a year you save this much money out of every paycheck and do all these check off all these other things. We'll get you a house.
Yeah.
And a year later, he showed up with a cigar box or something with a roll of money like that big.
Yeah.
And said, "All the money's there, and I did everything you said." And y'all went out and found a house. And because that's a really jumping board to other things. Because once you figure out you can get things done, it just doesn't happen overnight. Since then, he's got another job. He's found another house, and his mom are doing great.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a neat thing, and that's why I love working for this company and working for Don Grader, is because we look for ways to help people that other people maybe can't help, don't want to help, or take the time to help, and we truly, truly just want to help put people in the best financial situation they can be in. Home ownership is the number one way to grow generational wealth. So if you want to grow that generational wealth to pass on to your family, your kids, your grandkids, so on, home ownership is the fastest and best way to do that. So we're very passionate about trying to get people in homes, but in a home that's reasonable, that they can afford and works for them.
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is advising them, because a lot of people will loan you the money on a house that, if you really look at the numbers, they said, but if anything happens, you're going to stumble, you could lose the house, and then good luck getting credit again. It's going to take a much longer time.
That's exactly right. And there's pitfalls you got to look for when buying a house, Earl, right? So some of these lenders, and I do mortgages, so I come across this, and I'll tell people, well, I'll quote something. They'll say, oh, well, your payment's $300, $400 higher than this other guy. Why? And I'll say, well, send me the information they sent you. And especially in states like Mississippi that their taxes work in the rear, they're basing their taxes, if it's a new construction, off the price of the land and not the price of what the home is going to be once it's reassessed.
Wow.
Where we're going to look at it and say, hey, this is what your payment is because that's what it's going to be. Not to try to make it look like we undercut and beat everybody. And then a year later, when they get an escrow analysis and those taxes would update, now their payment went up $400.
Well, it's because the land now has an improvement called a house.
Right. That's exactly right.
And so the land is worth more.
That's right.
But it is amazing because I know that the house we live in Collierville, we bought 22 years ago, and it has gone up a lot.
It has.
And but there's no land that actually goes down anywhere.
That's right.
And so that is the best investment you'll ever make. I said the Feds today decided to hold on interest rates. They didn't go up, but they didn't go down. But then it looks like there's going to be a change in the head of the Fed.
Yeah, they've been talking about that. So we'll see how all that plays out.
But it really is. That's the key to getting the economy going again, is getting the housing market back up and going and getting young kids and couples into a house.
That's right.
It's just, and I know my kids just got in a house.
They did.
And they said there are no $150,000, $200,000 homes anymore that you would live in.
No.
I mean, you think that, my gosh.
Not in the Memphis area, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, you go way far out. You may find something, but you're driving a while, right? So in this metropolitan area, you're not gonna find that. But this is what I tell people is, here's what happens is it's a mortgage standard saying, you marry the house, you date the rate, right? Because what's going to happen is when rates drop, home prices are going to go up again.
Yep.
So if you can get in a house that you can find and afford now, and you're not really excited about the rate, go ahead and buy the house. And when those rates drop, we can look at refinancing it, but you're still locked in on this lower price of the house that you got in on. Because I'm telling you, when those rates drop, you're going to increase because demand has now gone up.
And the first thing the homeowner that's selling is going to do is say, oh, good, interest rates have dropped. Let's raise what we're asking for.
That's right.
To sell the house.
That's exactly right.
Well, all those questions are the kind of things that Marcus and everybody at Southern Security that are in the loan department can help you with. It's developing a relationship. You start out by doing that as just joining the credit union for $25 and start opening a savings account. And at any of the branches in Bartlett, Poplar, across from East High and Collierville. So just get in there and meet Marcus, and they'll walk you through all the steps.
Absolutely. And if you're struggling to find time to come into a location, you can do the whole process online at southernsecurity.org. And it's very simple. It takes less than 5 minutes to get your account open, funded, and ready to go. So that might be an option for them as well.
Well, and don't forget the youth program thing ends tomorrow.
It ends tomorrow, so come in and get that free money.
I like the sound of that.
Yes, sir.
All right, Marcus Beecham, thank you very much for coming in. And you look great in that Lansky jacket.
Thank you, Earl. I was trying to keep up with you over there, man.
I get one for an hour once a day when I do the show. So, but I've got 5 of my own. And that was yours. You wore that in.
I bought this one, so I really like it.
Yeah, well, people say, in fact, I was at an event at Live at the Garden last week where they announced the Summer Live.
Oh, yeah.
5 people came up to me with their Lansky jacket. They all wanted to show it to me because they knew we would do the show here.
That's great. I love it. Great lineup this year, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Earl. Appreciate it.
Till dawn high.
We'll do it.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union at our new headquarters here in Collierville, Tennessee, off by Hellier Road. We are the proud presenting sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show and are looking forward to a great 2026 where some of the shows will be hosted from our new headquarters location here in Collierville.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today. And we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Carris Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for for almost 25. And I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright.
And I'm his son, Mickey.
And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell from Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hospitals ask him for advice. Janitors ask him for autographs. He once cleaned a mirror so well it became a window. He once cleaned a subway pole, and crime dropped 40%. He has never once read the instructions on a bottle of shampoo. The shampoo already knows what to do. Even bleach thinks he overdoes it a little. Soap companies use him as the control group. Even his shadow practices good hygiene. He once cleaned a public restroom. Now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. His laundry detergent contains 0% chemicals, just a photo of him on the bottle. He once coughed in a hospital, and everyone got healthier. The CDC occasionally calls him for backup. The 5-second rule doesn't apply around him. He organized a junk drawer so well, it's now a museum. He is the cleanest man in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, even the ice cubes feel disinfected.
I'm Lance Walker, fast talker. This is Eric Walker, and we're auctioneers and realtors with Walker Auctions, based here in Memphis, Tennessee. We help people sell assets. We can sell your house. We can sell your land. We can sell the contents of your house. We can even sell things like your four-wheeler. We can sell your mule, your pickup. We can sell your trailer because we sell a lot of equipment. If you've got a business to liquidate, we can help you do that as well. Go to our website at walkerauctions.com, or if you want to, give us a call, 901-493-1936. And remember, when it's time to sell, Walker Auctions doesn't fiddle around.
And welcome back. Our next guest is here. He's being fitted for his Lansky jacket, even as we speak. And the man himself, Hal Lansky.
After the show, I got to tell you a story. Okay, you're on stage. Go. Ken Hall's in the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Hall.
I am home.
In the building.
All righty.
And we'll get your headset.
All right.
And look at that shirt that Rob is wearing today. It's a Lansky shirt. Isn't that great looking?
That's 3 rings of fun.
Yeah. And as soon as Rob gets back around here, we're going to show you a little something that you just saw, Hal. But I came in last week and had him show some stuff. The Derby, is coming up this weekend.
All the fashionable people will be going.
Well, some of them will be watching it from Memphis, but no matter where you are, you will be in fashion and in style.
Well, I can think of at least a couple of local fundraisers where people...
Well, there you are. Can attend to this weekend. We'll be talking about those in just a second, but let's check in with Hal on some Derby dudes.
Yes, Hal.
Countdown to Kentucky Derby Week. We have some great fashions at Lansky's. If you're going to the Derby or if you're just hanging out at the home, we got some great things. This is a new jacket, Kentucky Derby lining in it. Can you see the lining there?
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, and we got the beautiful Kentucky Derby horses. I think that's Secretariat on the buttons right there. We got some great things. This is another awesome coat we have here. This is a little more subdued. Nice little check stretch coat. Got some nice horse line. You know, it's everybody this time of year loves to wear these high fashion coats. These are derby ready. This is the coat I just showed you with the beautiful horses abstract in the lining right there. If you're really wild, this is a new shirt we got in from Robert Graham. This shirt is more than my first car, Earl, but it's cool. It's got a lot of sparkle.
Oh,
so you'll be the belle of the ball. You know, during the race, if you're wearing this at the track, these horses might get distracted, and the horses don't see it will probably win. But this is cool.
Show the front.
A lot of beaded work there, and of course we have for the guy that's a little more conservative, we have these beautiful. Kentucky Derby horses out of Oxford cloth, you know, pink and blue. You know, real men wear pink to the Derby. Okay, now your Derby outfit would not be complete. You need to top it out with a cool Panama straw. We have plenty of hats. Come by and see us.
You'd look good in a Panama,
I
even
think so.
with what you have on today.
It could be. Or the Panama Jack suntan lotion from 1986.
You still got that?
You know, I got stuff in my cabinet that says Super D Drugs on it. You think it might be expired?
I would check the date.
Ike's. You remember Ike's?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Nobody else does.
Yeah.
They're all expired.
Thankfully, it's not in the pantry. It's just in the medicine cabinet. Expiration dates are a suggestion, don't you think?
Yeah. Rob, hand that to Ken.
Oh, fantastic.
And we've got an entire list of activities that are going to be
Look
going
at you.
on that you can wear your Lansky duds to.
We do.
And there is a women's store, so they take care of everybody.
Well, the new magazine ought to be out any time now.
In fact, well, they're proofing today.
Proofing, yes.
That's why Kathy's not here. But it'll be out next week.
That's right.
And all these things we're going to talk about here in just a minute are all be in there.
I got to tell you, this finger is so sore from snapping photos of all those events. Those ladies are killing me, sending me to all these parties. It's a labor of love, though.
Well, just today, Beth was showing me a thing you posted on Facebook today.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I'm old and tired. What can I tell you?
You're not as old and tired as I am.
I got one full-time job, and I don't need three.
No, that's true.
That's kind of where
I'm
at.
So, but doesn't mean you're not come by here. And
I'm coming here.
And you've got things.
Most
you
places
go to.
with free food, yeah.
Not to mention drinks.
Look, I've got and we'll talk about this. I've got a humongous, very cool church health project coming up that's going to take me 18 months.
Wow.
So, we got to let all the bar stuff go. And I'm sad. I'm leaving my friend Kirk Whalum, but he's in good hands. We found a replacement.
Good.
And some other things. But I've got to focus because at 60-something, I don't have the energy that I had at 40-something to take this big thing to the end, to the goal line.
I don't even remember 60.
Oh, Lord.
Drove by that in like 80 miles an hour.
Oh, but we keep the fun things. That's the rule.
Well,
and of course, the Earle Farrell Show's top of the list.
Yeah, because it is fun, and if it's not fun, then I quit.
We have a pact. You heard
Beth
it here
quits.
first.
We're all out of here.
But speaking of fun, this whole May and June listing,
Jam-packed.
which will be in the magazine, it's every month there's more. Every issue of this magazine, the list gets longer because there's so many good things going on in our town.
Yeah.
If you have kids, I'm going to tell you to go to the Brooks this Saturday morning for a Chalk Fest, which it's legal to write on the sidewalk
With chalk.
With chalk.
Yes.
So let's make that
This is
distinction.
not permanent graffiti.
Do not bring your spray paint. That's
Yes,
a whole
no.
different event, and you'll get arrested for it. But Chalk Fest is very family friendly. I was just over at the Brooks about an hour ago to have a little review session, a beautiful MCA exhibit, which is up, which is Memphis College of Art.
Yes.
90 artists
Which
covering 100
closed
years.
next door to where
Right,
the
right.
books. Yeah.
So if you haven't been, that is one of the best exhibits in Memphis ever, period. And there's a beautiful exhibit at the Dixon with Mary Sims. You remember, I'm sure, from Ballet Memphis, Dorothy Gunter Pugh,
Yes,
who ran
yes.
that for years.
Yes.
She retired. She has now taken up painting.
Really?
Yeah. So
she's like Ron Olson.
Kind of like Ron Olson. I think she's prettier. But she
Who's
has
not?
the bar is low, Ron. We love you, buddy. But Dorothy has an exhibit of her new work at the Dixon. How about that?
That is great. And it's good that they're showing local artists.
Yes, and that's exciting. That is up. I think they have an opening reception very soon. I thought it was last Thursday, but the security guard told me, okay, you see the parking lot, there's no one here. It's next week.
It's
now. Whenever. We make these mistakes.
I have made those mistakes myself.
Our wonderful Memphis Symphony Orchestra, which also gets better and better. I went to the Symphony League luncheon last week for the magazine, but they have their America 250th birthday concert this weekend at the Cannon Center on Friday and the Scheidt Center on Saturday. Music you know and love, presented by the best professional musicians in the region. It'll be worth the trip for sure.
We were at the Scheidt Center at the University of Memphis campus a few weeks ago to hear one of the Whalums, one of the sons, perform, and did a great job.
Yeah, great facility.
It is. That's the first time I'd been there.
Love that.
Very intimate.
Yeah, it's 900 seats, but every seat is good, and they really did a great job with the acoustics. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Speaking of great theaters, we were at Theater of Memphis last Friday night to see this play there, which was just hilarious.
Noise is off.
Yes.
I want to go see that.
Have you seen it before?
I have before, and I want to go see this production. Tell me, I'm sure it was good.
It was, and I got to tell you, sometimes you sit there and think, well, it's the local actors.
Yeah.
These are not full-time,
not at Theater of Memphis
folks.
Right.
They were as good as any actors you see in any TV show, movie. In fact, some of them were actually better. And they just did a delightful job. I mean, I don't laugh at something unless it's really funny.
Right.
I just sit there and I'll just look at them and go, that's not funny. And these people had me laughing out loud, along with the rest of the audience.
Good.
So go see that. That is a great show at Theater Memphis.
I love their productions.
Yes.
It's a lovely venue, central to the city, easy parking, restaurants nearby you can go to. That's your night. It's your date night.
Went to Iris that night before.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, beautiful restaurant.
Yeah. I wanted to mention a number of series which are mainly family-friendly and fun. We know our friends at the Odom Park Shell. It's just such a gift to the city that you've got this series of free concerts every spring and every fall.
In fact, there's only a couple that you have to pay to get in. The rest
and
of them
that's
are
their
all
fundraiser
free.
to pay for the other ones. That they're kicking off, looks like May 9th. But wait, there's more. You look at May 7th, concerts in the Grove at GPAC, which is, you've been to the Grove over there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Love that space. Bring your chair, bring your blanket. They've got these wonderful shows. They're a small charge, but well worth. So you begin to put together your list. Sunset on the Square in both Collierville and Hernando. I didn't know about the Hernando one. I found that on the
And they've got a
interwebs.
delightful square, just like Collierville does. I used to go down there years ago, and there were these old guys literally sitting on a park bench, whittling.
Maybe still there.
No, they're not. My son lives there. I go there on a regular basis.
Right.
But I miss those guys. I mean, they wear bib coveralls and sit there, and I'd go, so what do you guys do? He goes, we're doing it. That was it.
And you probably covered as a news reporter election night.
Yes.
When they would go out on the balcony and read the results, and people would gather around and stand there for hours.
It's like the town crier.
It's a throwback. It was so much fun. Yeah. You met, my Uncle Sluggo.
Yes.
Who was a 4-term Chancery Court clerk. So we spent a lot of time down there.
Well, you always want to know the Chancery Court clerk.
It's handy.
Because you get in trouble.
Get things done. Find out where everything is buried. But, those summer concerts both run from the 1st of June, June 4th, through July. Hernando through the 9th and Collierville through July 30th. So you can I want to go to Shell this week. I want to go to Collierville this week. I think that's fun. Mix it up.
It is. And while you're in Collierville, they have an old train Pullman.
Yes.
Have you been inside that?
I have been outside that looking. Will they let me in? Will they let me out?
They will.
Yeah.
During the day, you can go in.
Okay.
And I guess on the music nights, they'll let you in because. And you get to see these apartments with the wood paneling, and there's a kitchen on this Pullman car.
Gosh.
I think there were 3 compartments and a little smoking area. Basically, back in the day, back to the back of the car, just a lounge area. And it's the way people used to travel. That's why everybody loved traveling by train. They don't make cars like this anymore. So.
It's like the Orient Express, except no one gets killed.
And it ain't going anywhere. There's that.
Oh, my God. Our good friends, you've had Shapeshifter Gallery on before, Pam.
Yeah.
They have an art opening in their space on May the 8th. Elizabeth Alley, who's one of the principals with the group that's organized that, has a beautiful new art show. It's May the 8th at 5:30, and you covered you covered a ton of things as a newsman. I mean, my gosh, what's left? But you've been to the Blues Music Awards, what we call the Grammys of the blues.
Yes, I have.
The Blues Foundation puts on this wonderful national recognition. That's the 7th of May at the Cannon Center, and good music and really appreciating America's art form that ties to this city. That's if you've never been, that's a fun one to go to.
It is, and the people that come to that for the awards, it is a huge honor for them.
Yes,
I think that we'll talk more about it as it gets closer, but it is a very big deal, and people that are awarded this honor really are very appreciative, and they all show up. Not like the Academy Awards or the Grammys. I mean, everybody shows up that wins.
People all over the world are following this because they all love the blues. I mean, the English, the Germans, everybody. Yeah. You know, and it's the Memphians that don't always pay attention. But now is a really good time to do it because you can go to this great thing at the Cannon Center.
I've been here almost 50 years, but I've always noticed from when I first got here, a lot of people thought if it's in Memphis, it must not be important, which is so far from the truth.
No. We're going to work on that.
Yeah,
we continue to do. What else? Lots of an art opening also on the 8th, same night as Shapeshifter at Amanda Getz's beautiful gallery in Laurelwood.
Mm-hmm.
That's been open maybe a year. She's new in this. I'll say this. She's new with this space. She knows the art. She's brilliant.
But you had a bunch of her shows.
She had a space earlier down the street off Perkins. It's just gorgeous build out, and it's a lot of some of it's consignment, so you have a whole lot of different artists when she does something. It's not just one or two, but it's fun, and that too is worth a trip. You would enjoy that. What else do we have? We've got art opening at Sheet Cake on the 9th in the Edge District, as they say, across from what was the old Tasty Bread. That's a beautiful space. Lauren Kennedy. And I just happened to have with me Gene Siegel, who's showing at Church Health on May 10th. Now, Gene does these beautiful watercolors.
Look at that.
But you will probably remember her, most everyone, for, 30 years. She did the illustrations in the Memphis Flyer for the News of the Weird, those little pencil drawings.
She did those.
Yeah. And has done beautiful.
Did you ever make News of the Weird?
I have not yet. Yes. We continue with this.
She'll do a special edition.
She had a great show at the Dixon a couple of years ago, and a lovely lady. We're expecting a huge crowd for that. That's a Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4, at Church Health. Symphony of the Garden is the same day. Isn't this how life works? So I think I can just leave my art opening at 4 and get over to the Dixon in time to see the Memphis Symphony Big Band do Symphony in the Garden work at the Dixon. It's probably 5 or 6, I guess, when it starts.
Which is great at the Dixon Galleries because not only can you go to a concert like that, you can have a dinner party on the grounds, and many people do. They light it, and they put the tables and the chairs up, and you have it catered, or you can have them cater it. It's a beautiful place to have an outdoor dinner.
I have, on more than one occasion, left church on a Sunday, popped by the Superlow to get a sandwich, and then go back over and just have a little picnic by myself at the Dixon. It's not because I don't have any friends. Well, maybe it is. But they're just not there exactly when I'm hungry.
Well, sometimes because you do so much that you like a little peace and quiet, and there's no better place to go sit and have a sandwich. And they have tables outside.
They do, and unwind. And I told Kevin Sharp, director over there, it is just so peaceful. It clears my mind after a hectic week.
Do what I do. I'll go over there a lot of times and make animal noises back behind the flowers, like hooty hoo. And oftentimes I frighten some of the other guests, but then when they see it's me, they understand.
Well, we call that performance art.
Yes, it is.
much like this show.
So if you're ever there at the Dixon Galleries, you hear, whoo-hoo.
Oh, my heavens.
Don't worry.
Aaron Copland's Appalachian Spring, Memphis Symphony, the 15th at the Crosstown Theater. Aaron Copland passed away in the early 80s, I want to say. A great American composer. I remember he did a master class at University of Memphis in the 70s. So we love Beethoven a couple of hundred years ago, but these are more accessible, contemporary, and that would really be fun. And there, he's been to Memphis before he passed, so there's a touch there. Memphis Potters Guild, the 29th and through 31st of May, over at St. Anne's on Highland. I know we've had Agnes Stark on the show before and some other potters.
Have you ever potted anything?
Some plants. Yeah.
But did you ever make a pot?
No. I've broken some.
Haven't we all?
Haven't we all? Oh, merciful heavens. And our dear friend, Catherine Erb.
Yes.
Oh, she's done so well.
She's a photographer.
Beautiful. Takes photographs and adds color to them, usually with oil pastels and maybe an encaustic finish. And then over the years, we did her first show back in
I remember
2010 or 11. And she's been with David Luss. She's in Nashville. She's got gallery representation all over the U.S. She'll be at David's starting the week of the June 2nd with her new body of work. A lovely individual, incredibly talented, and just definitely want to go. Now, Ballet on Beale, I guess we could. Why not? That's the 5th and 6th.
Ballet on Beale with the flippers, is that?
Well, no, this is the Tennessee Ballet Theater.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Different thing.
Different thing. Again, these are much prettier. In fact, we probably need to bring you a ballerina for the show to promote that.
That would be great.
I could do that. I know somebody.
I once took ballet.
Once? Was there a second date?
It didn't last long. We had been living in Mexico and had moved back to Texas.
Okay.
And it was the beginning of the summer, but they had already, all the Little League teams had all been picked.
Sure.
So Dad said, I don't want him sitting around the house doing nothing. Get him in something. So my mother took me down the street to this dance school and got me ballet shoes.
I'll be darned.
And the little outfit, but it wasn't.
Are there photos?
No, thank God. But apparently, I was more interested in the ballet instructor.
Yes.
Who was a very attractive young lady.
Yes.
That I wasn't paying attention to everything she was telling me. So they said he's distracted. I'm afraid this may not be his cup of tea.
He could injure himself. He
could
fall.
They basically threw me out after a couple of lessons.
Did you land gracefully when
on
they
my
threw
ballet
you?
side?
Yes,
yeah.
On your ballet.
They do
system.
slide well on wooden floors.
I would think so.
Yes.
One would hope. I'm excited about this because it's inside the new Daisy Theater, which we just haven't been in. It hadn't been open on a regular basis now in several years.
That's where I interviewed Al Green.
What a historic and wonderful place.
And because that was when he came back from doing just his church stuff. And I called and got his people, and I said I would love to interview him. And he said, well, let's talk to him. And it turned out he liked me. He watched me on Channel 5.
That's a relief.
You get one, that's a start. And so I went and interviewed him before the show and opened the door to his dressing room chair. I gave you that $1 million Reverend Al Green smile. And I said, Reverend Green. He goes, Earle Farrell. Spoken by Al Green.
Love the Daisy. You had Mike Glenn on the show a month or two ago.
I did.
Now, there's a man with stories.
Yes.
Holy smoke. I love Mike.
Yeah.
And I've known him for, 25 years, and I think I've heard 1% of his stories.
He's like Jack Salmons.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just, it's amazing.
And they're not making any of them up, which I've often done. Things get a little slow.
We're going to have ballet down on Beale, 901 Stories inside the new. Mary Van Dyke would be a good guest for you. She's a ballet instructor, former ballerina.
Especially since I have a history of ballet.
Yes, I think this is a match made somewhere.
She'll be so glad she wasn't my instructor.
We'll put this into the table and give her a stun gun. I think we'll all be fine. What else we got? We've got Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barbaros Fleet Street, coming to Playhouse on the Square. That is a joint operation with Opera Memphis and Playhouse. June 12th through July 12th. That should be interesting. Debbie Pacheco, who is a wonderful artist friend. I've shown her work years ago. She'll be at the Dixon in June. The Harold Theater in Collierville, your hometown.
My daughter has performed at the Harold Theater.
A litany of great performances past. They're doing a production in mid-June of Tarzan, which I've not seen as a stage play. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Can you do the Tarzan yell?
Sorry. I scared a duck. I'm so sorry.
That really isn't bad.
Okay, we try.
Carol Burnett, I think, had the best.
She had the best.
I mean,
she and Johnny Weissmuller, I couldn't tell them apart. Either on video or audio.
On stage.
Holy smokes.
I'm looking forward to that.
We have to go just to see what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Maybe there's still auditions that you could get in.
I need one more thing to do.
Yeah.
I really do. Oh my gosh! I don't know. That's a good list.
That's a pretty good list.
I feel good about it.
And it'll all be in for Memphis Magazine.
Beautiful. Available all over town.
Hit the streets sometime next week.
Yeah.
And so
I'm told that there's a beautiful cover model.
Is it you?
Of course not. That's illegal in 49 states and 3 Commonwealth territories. I believe it might be the lovely and talented Savannah White.
Yes.
Another great artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they try to have attractive people on their cover.
That's why I'll never be there.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I've never gotten the call either.
Inside back cover, possibly, you and I.
A quick glance, and it's a long way away. So, well, I appreciate you because I know how busy you are coming by here.
Happy to be here always.
We're looking forward to hearing about your big 18-month project when you
it's going to be
can
great.
Announce it.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we'll see you out and about.
I will be there.
Many of the things that you just told us about.
Until they kick me out.
That's right. And we have had that happen.
Thanks for having me, Earle.
You bet. Ken Hall, everybody. That is our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. You can also see this on YouTube later today. And we'll see you on Monday right here from Lansky's live at the Peabody.